It's your boy.
Dane Piedt.
Yes, sir.
Dane Piedt.
It's me.
Dane Piedt.
Away. Enjoy.
Dane Piedt.
Yeah.
Dane Piedt.
Hey guys, like I promised you, I have two Cape Townian legends, Carl Weber and Dalin Oliver. Obviously a good friend of mine, but I know Carl from the scene, the comedy scene. Carl, I got a story about you. It's in my head, Casablanca. You performed at Casablanca.
Yes.
That's just, I think just before after you won the Fat Joe comedy.
I remember the gig, yeah.
And I think you invited me to it.
Yes.
I was a 20-year-old.
Were you outside?
Yes,
Yeah.
outside and actually, like a Dalin, you know?
Yes.
Because, you know, you can relate to this comedy that's about to come now. This joke sits in my head. My wife is tired of this joke. Bloop with Dane, obviously.
Yeah.
You know what I'm about to say.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Where the birds fly like this.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing to see.
There's nothing to see.
There's nothing to see.
And that's how I started knowing Carl Weber. Obviously, you know Dalin is a very good friend of mine, and following you guys and just celebrating, obviously, where you guys have been, but all right now. But
Thank you.
Thank you
It's
for.
strange, like with all the gigs that we've done, I remember them. Like that one, I remember.
Yes, even when you say Casablanca, it's like Egon.
Egon seconds.
Yeah.
Yes.
Egon the rugby league.
Yeah.
The comedy gig.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was. I remember that, and it's so much fun because we've known each other for a long time, and we've always had this humorous kind of relationship. But knowing that Dalin always wanted to do that, it's always like, oh, this is Quayman. And obviously, this is just celebrating you guys and just hearing if there are any sort of struggles in the scene.
Each of us went, yeah, there's plenty struggle.
And we each get an episode.
We each get an episode.
Yeah.
But on that, before we jump into the question, what we love about Dane Carl is that Dane isn't that brother that asks you for comms, and this is the paying audience member
That's
friend.
what I like.
This is the brother that says, I'm sending the WhatsApp to the whole family, and we're all gonna pay and we're all gonna come. So shout out to you, bro, and the
solid.
family, and they're sharing posts, they're letting everyone know, and they've literally followed us since we started comedy. Like 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
They
You won that thing, the Fat Joe. That was 2011, am I right?
I won so many things and I still haven't made them.
They give you your prize.
Your email is still not .com.
I was supposed to get a dish that from 8 years ago, I'm still waiting for the dish to arrive. Prize money is going, it's corruption, I think. Corruption.
Is it corruption?
Yeah. I had to tender for my prize.
We're still waiting. There's a 5 year.
10 years, and I'm waiting to make it. I haven't made it yet.
Yeah, because that's the idea that you have when you start comedy. Is that if you perform in a competition, I remember you won that one. I entered, I never won. And ask Carl, then you feel like your dreams are crashing because you didn't win.
Yeah. And you're not gonna make it.
And you're never gonna make it.
You're not gonna make it.
You're not gonna make it.
I think that's like, obviously in my profession, that's the biggest fear. You always want to play for South Africa, so they come to you, they ask the generic question, so what do you want to do with your career? You want to play for South Africa, you know? And who doesn't want to play for South Africa? And you need to be realistic. Do you guys have that type, like kind of, you want to sell out the Baxter, basically, for a week? Like other comedians have, popular comedians in the country.
Well, Dalin has.
Yes.
Dalin's done very well at the Baxter.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, I mean, I think the Baxter is very iconic as a theatre. But I think any comic, any theatre, sold out is just like, you know, a bit of a notching a belt.
Exactly.
It's just that, knowing that you did that.
Yeah,
exactly.
So, the Baxter don't want me. They don't want me.
They do. He has skills.
I believe him though. I believe him.
They do not want me. So it's fine.
Carl knows me. I'm the optimist, and I do disagree with a lot of the formal theatre institutions. The Baxter being one of them, not having more comedians there.
Yes.
Not having more. I'd call us, I don't want to say underground comics.
Yes.
But when we say underground, we mean the guys working the club circuit.
Yes. Mercury, home ground there.
Yeah, and that's every comic plays it.
Yes.
From the big ones to the guys starting out. But we need to have more comics who are in the middle space like us, figuring out our careers, trying to establish spaces in our hometown, outside of our hometown, performing in these established theatres more often, and not just your household names, because then doors don't open for us.
Because you see, you get the different stages of comedy. Start off as an open micer, move on to support act. And once you reach support act, like higher end support act, moving over to headliners, hosting spots, you haven't figured it out completely yet, but the training wheels are off.
And
no one's holding you back.
You're freewheeling
And
down.
now you have to figure it out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And on that stage, because I think a lot of the times audience members are not aware of the phases that we go through.
Of course.
So now the training wheels are off.
Of course.
And you start finding your identity as a comic, start finding your voice. And the next step.
Do you guys, obviously it's promoted, you guys are going to a show. Are you nervous knowing the type of crowd you're going to get? And the way you need to adapt to that crowd? Do you walk out before seeing, okay, this type of crowd, it's a cracker sack crowd, they will relate to it type of thing. And you guys did tours.
I love that.
You understand what I'm saying? Like you went on a tour with a group of guys. You did a successful show.
Yeah.
Do you guys know? Okay, you're going to Durban. You're going to PE, Cape Town. Do you have that sort of? Who am I going to entertain tonight?
So we were never ready for Durban. Never ready.
No one
for
is
Durban.
ever.
Durban, they don't know a single Afrikaans. Muni. Excuse me.
Yeah.
They don't know a single Afrikaans word. So
Nothing.
we basically have to rewrite your whole set. We were never ready.
Yeah, this is how we
That's stressful though.
This is how much you weren't ready for Durban. So there's a part of our show. It's called Days, me, Carl, Yasin, Barnes, and KG.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And it's this part where we open up the show to the audience to ask questions because we have very good chemistry. And then the one Caucasian auntie asks for help to me and Carl, is that your real front teeth? We going, huh? It's 2019.
Yeah.
It's your point. And then KG was like, yeah, that's you guys.
So the Republic of Durban, they like, I don't know, it was just a tough thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Yasin was hosting in Durban.
Yes.
And I think it just it shook him a bit.
And yeah, it was interesting because our perception of our people is a positive one. And that front teeth reference, for example, I go, yo, that was mostly in the 2000s, man.
That's way back here.
And I understand why they were laughing then, but now.
Thing is just to see like another, like your people, colored bra,
Yes.
So you're like, oh yeah, bra, we're gonna go.
Yeah.
He's like, excuse me.
Yes. And the big chain and the. You're like, I know this, but I can't keep it.
Yes. You're like, this is Dwayne. This is Dwayne.
Yes.
No, it's not.
No. For me, traveling around the country, you get that sort of,
Disconnect.
interaction.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, so this and that, oh, this and that, and PE,
Yeah.
Durban's different,
Very big.
Johannesburg, the people don't look at you in Johannesburg.
Yes.
The people don't-
Yeah.
Because they also, when the Cobras, for example, when I was playing for the Cobras,
Yeah.
you tour there, oh, you guys must have your own country down in Cape Town. Then you're like,
They don't like us.
they don't- exactly. Then you're like, but what did I do wrong?
But you're absolutely correct, because when we in Joburg, you're already on the back foot.
You're on the back foot, so
Yeah.
your jokes must be cut funny tonight. People just gonna sit like this.
No crack a snack. You want to crack a snack?
Yeah, you can't do crack a snack.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Accommodated.
What was really cool about one of our gigs in Joburg, it's my first time, shout out to Dalin, really fun, awesome comic, but we performed in El Dorado Park.
Oh, but that was very liquor.
Bro, it was like being in Mitchell's Plain, man. Yes, man. Judy Boucher, yes, man. Crack a snack.
Nah, they were liquor.
Because we could never speak about that in Central Joburg.
Definitely. Listen, so comedy's obviously developed or taken your careers to a different level. Some people asking for donations in adverts.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Right?
He's famous.
Famous. That's
Management
I saw him last night. You see?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You've gone radio.
Thank you.
All of these things that you've done. MC. You MC my wedding. Thank you very much.
Shout out. Great
Yes.
wedding. Your wife looked amazing. You were alright.
That was alright.
You wore 3 suits.
Nah, two.
All at once. That's unnecessary.
I told you the same thing.
So, you guys have obviously gone into different aspects of entertainment. Because I consider cricket entertainment. People
Yes.
sit on the side of the field watching
Yeah.
for entertainment. What is it? Do you prepare differently for TV, knowing that your audience is not in front of you? Radio, you don't see your audience. You can't really. You guys have a successful radio show.
Yeah.
No? You don't know the type of reaction you are getting through it. Do you approach those things differently? Because you obviously wanted to be comedians, successful comedians, but now your careers have branched out to different aspects.
Yeah. So gone are the days where you can be a purist stand-up comedian and only do stand-up comedy.
Very
You see that all around the world.
You have to be diverse now.
Of course.
You have to be, when you say stand-up comedian, that's the one, that's what we do.
Yeah.
And then you get comedians who are comedic actors,
Yes.
or
Writers.
radio writers. So you have
Online.
to be diverse. And within the vein of comedy still,
Yes.
and that's what we've done.
Yeah.
We've actually done.
Yeah, bro. I mean, on that, we always say our core business is comedy and
Yes.
stand-up comedians.
Yes.
But whatever happens is a result of comedy.
Yes.
So it'll always be an
You'll
entertainment
always be
comedy.
appreciative of what comedy
Yeah, and that's the tools that we have. I mean, Happy Hour radio show that we had was amazing because this is the energy we developed.
Yes.
How we planned for it was,
Yes.
there's no audience, so we are entertaining each other.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
this
the
might not
conversation.
have-
Yes, yes. Like we're talking now,
Yes,
basically. Yeah. So,
and to show you the comedy growth and the trust between personalities. So when we started the show, we did it 3 years, right? We would write it the night before, and then that's a Sunday we meet in Obsat before the gig at Armchair. We write the show quite happy. By the time the second, third year came, we met half an hour before. You're like, gonna do that? Are we
Because
do
it's
that?
natural.
Do that? Do that?
it's a natural flow that you're trying to create.
So with comedy, stand-up, we've both discovered that over the years, and we took it over to radio and with every other genre of comedy. When you start out with comedy, you write every single word out, and in that is 3 hours.
So you basically doing a model of this.
Yes. Spelling error. Go back.
Then you know,
so that's how it
then
evolves.
you are so in your own head about remembering every single word.
Tell me, you rehearse in front of the mirror before you first do
So
gigs.
like now I want people out there to realize that it's not like, you know, you actually it's hard work.
Yes.
It's hard work
So
because
that's-
people
that's
always like,
also-
that's not funny, then you sit there. you see that
That's
reaction.
the color that
Yeah.
you can do better.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go the other way,
Denzel
make people
Washington,
laugh.
yeah,
I make people
yeah.
laugh.
So now you start off like that. But now you realize you're spending so much time trying to memorize every single word.
Yeah.
And you
Then
start huckle on the
start,
words.
then you start doing just a skeleton frame. I want to talk about
Yes.
bottles of water.
Yeah.
But you know the story.
Yes.
So when you are speaking more naturally, that sounds...
That's when all becomes funny.
With the jazz in it, yeah.
Yes.
Now someone think of something else. Bottles of water remind me of samosas.
Yes.
Yes.
know,
Okay.
Because the hard work from
I
the
just want to go
source.
from there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You take English for the
so basically.
I'm really story.
Now it is true.
Where you are in your careers right
Yeah.
now, those type of things come naturally, and doesn't ever become easier. Because they say the word coming up in cricket daily in the dressing room is, I've played for years.
Okay.
I just know what's going to happen. I get a feel
Yes.
of the game. I get it. That's the type
You
of.
do get that. You do get that feeling of...
Experience.
but also there's always that curveballs coming at you. You never know what the crowd... Because collectively
Yes,
they are
yes,
cut.
that's
Some
how we
nights are
know.
just collectively cut.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I tell them, you guys are collectively cut. Not just you saying, that's all of you.
Blanket statement.
What's the collective now for group of
So that's the people don't really appreciate that because they sit and they're like, nah, this Brasmus, you know?
Yeah.
I'm very protective, so
No,
I'm
no.
always about why are you guys being hard at someone
I hear you.
you know, trying
I also, yeah.
to express the God-given
No, I hear you, and I feel like because of the age we live in with social media, people are very quick to critique.
Yes.
So forgive me if I'm trying to be better
Yes.
by having a bad performance, because that bad performance allows for growth, which is going to allow me to be better.
Exactly.
So don't crucify me and
Exactly.
just come straight because Oscar, Capetonians are very honest. They'll come to you and say,
Look,
nah, you weren't funny tonight.
I mean, you know as a sports.
Yes, yes.
There's nothing, there is no overnight success. That is a myth.
Yeah.
No.
There's no overnight
There's
success.
none of that.
It doesn't exist.
No,
Kevin Hart, 19 years
Yes.
in comedy before he popped.
And
So
now
what-
he's
Yeah.
all in your
Now
face
people
all the
like,
time.
where this guy come from? He's been grinding for 19 years.
Yeah, work. That's
Can
the
you relate
only
to that?
Louis C.K. How
work.
long?
Yes.
Yeah, work, bruh. And we're still young. But this is my 10th year in comedy. I think we're similar. But that's young in the bigger picture. Look at Seinfeld, look at Chappelle, look at Mark Luttery.
Yes.
Look at Stuart Taylor, that golden
Yes.
era from
Yes,
the early
yes.
2000s and late 90s, you know?
And some of them are still cut. Like, even after 50 years.
It's the truth, God,
The views expressed in that clip is not that.
No, it's truth. It's truth.
Yeah, and it's tough, right? It's tough because you know what? It's a thing that we spoke about where people see you on TV, they see you on radio, they see you on some sort of media platform.
Yes.
And
And now
they assume it's success and like
Yes.
not like small, they assume it's big success. And you're just going, nah, bro.
So
Don't
What are the
get
sorts of
assumptions.
struggles you guys like come across? Because in my world, it's always you feel like you need to do extra to stay in the team. Because generationally, cricket was never our game.
So
Do you know what I'm saying?
Here's the juxtaposition.
Hey! Say it again.
It's not a shot. Hey, give me 10 juxtapositions here. Give me 12 contrasts on fifth.
It's a blue, it's a blue quotation. Only blue.
Yeah, so as you get older, it becomes tougher to fit in.
Yes.
As we get older, it's just like we become the OGs of the game and they want us on the lineup. Oh, we get Dalin. Oh, Dalin.
Yes.
We'll call host for us.
Yes.
Dalin and Cox, shows made, whoever other asshole pieces here.
They must just,
Yeah.
They just basically build up to the...
Yeah. We're the ones.
That's it. And people don't know that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
no. And bro,
because also, sorry, Dane, when you
No, it's
walk,
fine.
when you walk in public, then they're like, oh, that's it, oh, that comic,
Yes.
that's it. Now all of a sudden, they expect calls out of shit.
You must be funny.
He's locked he's reversed into his garage because
Yes.
he worked. He's only slept for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Right? He's got something to do with his wife in the morning.
The
Now
aluminium
they-
garage that leaves.
Yes. Now they check, wait, that's Carlos, man.
Yes.
Now all of a sudden, hey, bro, how's it there?
Yes.
And now all of a sudden, you must be funny.
I mean,
He throws the.
No,
Yeah.
exactly. You are normal people. Like you are normal people, and
Yeah.
you know.
it's-
And I know
it's
you
tough.
are a very compassionate person,
Yes.
a sensitive
So,
person.
so
that.
I tell you why. So, and it's very difficult because bro, we all have those days. We all have those days, and I try my best. If someone says, "Hey, the comedy," then I go, "What's your name? You're from Shot for supporting," because that's putting food on my table. Those people
Exactly.
come to my shows, and
Exactly.
I genuinely appreciate it.
but when people see me and they say, done us, I'm like, they're like, chalk this
You
stuff.
have to.
So
you have to play
Yeah.
that thing, yeah.
But then some people they stay. They don't. You must know you have that 2-minute conversation. You know the random last day. Yeah, man, so.
Got a joke for you.
Yeah.
Use it on stage.
I give it to you. I give it to you.
Hey, take it. Use it. Who use
Don't
it?
have to give you credit.
And it's our people like
And then-
colors.
and then- And then you must not listen now. Then they say, all right.
All right.
How much in that dog? Yes. Uncle, no seriously gonna tell me.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
Because that's like for me walking and they're like, yo, you're both white, but I just think you can still.
Yes.
Yo, I'm
That's-
wait, then I
yes.
start to speak about
Yes.
it now.
No, that's true, bro. That's true. Like I try to see the positive because of the love that people have.
Yes.
Like it's weird. Even if there's a negative thing, it comes from a sincere place of we care for you.
Exactly.
We don't want you to do bad, man.
Yes.
Do better because you
Yes.
weren't funny tonight.
Yes.
Oh, okay. We can ask you what's the worst. That now
Yo, that's it.
there's 3 comics standing here. No, call Kill. He had a great show. Then it's me and you, the other 2 comedians. Then the audience member only come to him. You were funny tonight. Great job.
In front of others, yo, you were brilliant. Listen, you are so great.
Did you stand
They
there?
ignore you. They just came on stage as well. And you stand there.
Yeah.
And they come to you. Now take a picture. Take a picture on the screen.
Then you take
And you that
pictures of
perform must take a picture. One day, Grassy Park Hotel.
He doesn't think.
Grassy Park
Oh,
Hotel.
But people don't believe that though.
I'm the headliner. Grassy
Great
Park
gig.
Hotel.
Grassy Park, great place. Iconic. That's
That
iconic.
was still the whole tour that we did.
Yes.
Then the headline, only the headliner gets put on the poster. And then the rest of the lineup is just the name. So I'm there, whatever, suit or whatever, make on the poster.
Yeah.
So this woman comes to me, I kill it, liquor, and she comes to me afterwards. Listen, you're so funny. Yo, I seen you a couple of times. No, thank you very much, man. She said, listen, can I get a picture? I'm like, yeah, sure. So I go and I stand next. She said, no, you must take a picture of me next to the poster. So I'm like, but I'm here. She said, but you look nice there, man.
So it's her.
Bro, you get the craziest requests. Like, at the funniest. Even.
And then afterwards
oh.
she said, thank you, can you buy me a fruit? I'm like, lady,
Not even a bottle of water or something. Fruit.
Grassy Park Hotel. That was fun. We did a tour with a certain company of their slot places around
Yeah.
the Western Cape. We in
Yeah.
Brackenfell.
It was a grand tour.
It was a grand tour. Some of us slotted in.
Yeah, we slotted
it was a
in
slot,
really good.
and we got into that slot. So they
Yeah.
said it was like a day, like a grand slot.
Is it?
Yeah, it was.
It was cut actually.
Bro, we were in Brackenfell one night, like not in the edge of Brackenfell, deep in Brackenfell. No? This is a rugby game, they put on rugby to have comedy. Now there's not a stage, you know? There's like a sticky next to the bar that you must go on. Now, and then bro, now you must, this is like big.
This is the struggles of coming up.
You was headlining, I wasn't headlining.
Check it out.
You
know you're deep in Brackenfell when the dogs are wearing Crocs, man. And dogs wear Crocs. I check. Yo! With a skottel standing there by Potina Buck.
Just looking at you, manaki. Now you must stop rugby for comedy. Yo. Bro, and you know what's awesome about those spaces? Like, I don't regret any of it because
that's part of the journey.
It builds you, man.
Yes.
You ask him, we can go into any room now and we train him. We're resilient, we go in there. Hey, this don't work. What? This work. Try that. Because you've died so many times and you still die.
Yes.
But now, usually at the back of the room, all the comics stand at the back, so all the crowd is here, you're on stage and you die. And then you always see one comic at the back do this. And the comics are long because when you hear laughter and you die, that's the comics.
And the comics laughter when you die isn't it's a
it's just
yo.
I'm gonna take note of that.
And they call each other.
And you just hear one comic shout, Sally can't slap me.
Bro, on that Sally can't slap, you ask him when you're playing rooms in the hood, like you play a Premium, you play a Nova, it's a very Cape Flats audience. If that joke don't land, your own people just look at you. Huh?
But it rocks you, because you're so used to getting that laugh. Then you say, and then I say, Kpa! Oh, but also then, then you're so fast for like
you're expecting that's your reset.
This is like your core audience, bruh.
Yeah.
So now even my core audience didn't find this fun.
But now that you'll always hear comics right after they land a punchline, there's no laugh. You'll always hear a comic say, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So that's them trying to reset their brain, like so crazy.
Dead.
So crazy, man.
So crazy.
I died at Sergeant Pepper one night. This is the funniest thing I've ever had. I got on the stage, there was about 6 people then.
Yeah.
And then I got on and no one was listening. And then I said, if you're listening still, you know, cool, no, then I didn't do comedy. Then I said, cool, I'm gonna go off now. Is that fine with you? No one is listening. Okay, shot. Anyway, bye. And I walked off stage. No one clapped me on
that
stage.
reminds me of the musicians that play at restaurants.
Damn.
The people are eating and no one claps, man. And you just hear that person in the corner.
Oscar, you're in the middle of the meal and you must comment, hey, the comedy is going to start now. We know you didn't pay,
Bad,
it's free.
Places with, it's hectic. Now, tickets didn't sell.
Yes.
No one knows who we are. All right, cool. Now there's 3 people. Then Gino goes on the mic. Ladies and gentlemen, the show will be starting in the next 5 minutes. I mean, Gino just cancelled. No, we're going to do the show. We're performing to 3 people. And they're about to leave. That is real.
And long, I mean, at the time we were going, what are we doing? But long term, I am so grateful for those 3 people.
Like, did you ever doubt your decision, or you can't in a
Daily.
stupid question?
Daily.
Every 12 hours.
I'm still a comedian.
I replaced my toilet one day, just out of boredom, and because I died so hard the night before. And I said, I know there's a crack in my toilet. I need to do something to take my mind. I went to the front, to the gauge, I put the water off. I knocked my toilet out and I went to buy a new one. I put in a new one.
Yeah.
Remember?
That car can do anything.
Put in a new
You need
toilet.
cupboards, you need towels. Car will do it.
I sat like this for about a month because it was scary. But it just,
Through dying, there is no replacement in your heart for what you feel. Like, now you still drive home and I drive to the north and you die. You drive home 60 listening to love songs or no music. Window open, just
thinking about you.
every decision.
so, now Miller,
Yes.
South African,
Yes.
one of the oldest comedians told me, if you kill, it goes to your head. But when you die, it goes to your heart.
It's hardcore.
Yo, because it goes to you, like, hey, Mura's the whole place now,
Yeah.
people are getting mad. But when you die alone.
Yeah, you die alone.
No one can
there.
let you. You are.
Yeah.
Yo.
And that's the type of struggles you have to deal with in your mind, where
Hundreds,
bad performances continue, like
Yes.
for me, like bad performances all the time. They ask why you're angry, why you're down, why you. It's like the mental side of the game. You need to be switched on all the time.
And I mean, some people even like start calling you Bruce Willis because you die hard. Die hard.
You know, I tell the story. CJ Benson, local comic from Lotus. Calvin Benson, CJ Benson, the stage name. And we went off inside lounge. over here in
Yes,
Rosmead.
yeah.
And it was Steers next to it.
Yes.
Yo, this is the funniest thing to watch a comic die. Now you watch him die on stage.
I remember.
No
Now you watch him. You go into the stairs, buy ice cream, stand on the pavement.
You stand on the pavement with the ice cream. You could see that
Just looking into the sky and
trauma in his face.
Nah,
This
that's
ice cream.
hardcore.
tough, bro. And we all have different companies and mechanisms.
Yeah.
He bought the ice cream. I could never, that image, because each time I died, I'm like, yeah, CJ bought the ice cream.
But
You know, you're like, it makes you strong.
It'll make you strong.
You keep coming back because you don't want your last performance to be a death.
Yeah.
You're constantly chasing that win, constantly,
And that feeling, the adrenaline.
It develops skin, man.
Yeah, I mean, I was in India recently, and Rohit, you probably know, Rohit took me down completely. And luckily, my wife was there.
I was still supporting you.
Yes, of course. I mean, my wife was there, and she knew, like, when I walk away from cricket, there's no cricket talk. You know, there shouldn't be any cricket talk because you don't want to come back and now you talk about, oh, Rohit did this to me, did that to me. Oh, I'm so cut. Oh, where's the shoelaces on and myself?
Yeah.
You know, and that is the darker side where people on social media tend to come at you and say nasty things about you. But they don't know the real struggle you
It's tough,
tend
man.
to go through.
It's tough. I mean, and you have to block it out. I mean, even with comedy, just linking it back to you asked, like, is this what you want to do? Is there any regrets? Like, that death pushes you to be better.
But you know what, also like, there's this thing in comedy, right, where, and it's been proven time and time again, where if you do not get married and you do not have a life outside of comedy, it will consume you, right? Because
And
everything is comedy. I mean, it's called like Tears of a Clown.
Yes.
You are so pushing to make everyone laugh, but in the meantime, you're losing yourself. And you lose your sanity.
And the people that's so close.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
close.
when I'm with my wife and we go, smart, just going to for a drive, out or whatever.
Yes.
And I also just want to like
Zone out.
and not think of comedy and not think of the stage. But when I'm there, I'm there.
You're present.
And that comes with experience.
Because you lose the presence if you just there all the time.
I promise
You get to be in a...
you get out to be in life, just with people.
Yeah.
Because all you're doing is comedy.
Bro, that's such a thing with comedians. Like, this is the worst thing for me to say, but it's so tough interacting
with other comics.
With people who aren't comedians sometimes. Like you close Brasa, you go, oh, wait, there's a connection.
Yes.
But if it's not, you go, I'm bored, man. And then if you're at an event, you find another comic and you go sit in the corner.
But that's the thing also, like, when I go to Prize or whatever, now people look at me and say, Carl Weber's here, Carl Weber's here, Carl Weber's here. Are you gonna?
Nah, you might think you must be funny.
I also just relax
and you don't want to be,
You know the dance, you know the dance, monkey dance.
And now whenever I say something, oh, let's go. I'm just feeling I just want to.
You just want to be in the.
And most of the time, comedians, we are not talkers, we are observers. We sit there and take everything in.
I'm just so thankful that you guys came to sit down and talk about not only the successes that you guys, but just the journey of being a comic, you know.
It's difficult.
It's very difficult. And
don't do it.
Exactly.
Don't do it. It's ongoing.
It's ongoing, and just hopefully people out there appreciate the journey you guys have been on before saying that you guys were cut off. You know, and I think that's what people, that's the whole idea of what I want to speak about, that you guys are normal people, right? But you're doing your God-given talent of making people laugh. But if it's not if you're not their cup of tea, you know, it's still encouraged.
Not everyone's gonna love you.
Exactly.
And you learn
to come to terms with that. So just thank you for sitting down. Unfortunately, Bibi's is closed today.
Love Bibi.
Amazing.
I was thinking orders for the half of something. Khalid, what do you want?
These Bibis are loud. They're not the guys. Bibis is
stay focused.
Exactly.
It's the institution.
Exactly. But thank you for sitting down. I appreciate it. And I hope the people out there, guys, these guys are two genuine, happy souls. But please they're not just funny guys in public. Just
when I walk in public sometimes I'm like, hey, what do you want to do?
God's monkey.
Just let me live. That's all I want to do.
On the real though, like shout out to people like you and people who do support comedy, because without support structures in so many spaces, not just buying tickets, if it's positive affirmation, people who've been there from the start.
Words of affirmation.
People who've come there who you've never met. That's the best
thing. It means
thing.
more than anything else.
And going, we We've been following you since day one.
That is cool. That is cool.
Thank you.
That is
I
cool.
needed
I'm
this.
such a big fan of yours. That is
Shout out to you guys. And even the people who don't like us, thank you because
it keeps you going.
keep
yeah,
us going.
Yeah, it's, cool. But yeah, I love it. Dalin, Carl, thank you very much. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Cheers.